Well, hello and welcome. My name's Gwen Houghton, and you are watching Astro Tarot Vision. So really, how are you doing today? I know it's kind of crazy for me this morning. I've been kind of all over the place. I've had all kinds of ideas, things I want to do, all kinds of emotions. They're up, they're down, they're everywhere, depending on what I read or what I'm thinking about. So where is this energy originating from? Well, astrologically, we do have a lot going on. We have a lot of planets in Pisces. We've got the sun in Pisces, and that has been in Pisces since February and is going to be in Pisces until March 20th. So we've also got the moon that's going to be going into Pisces today. It's Monday. This is right now as I'm doing this video, and the moon's going into Pisces at 2:10 p.m. and that is March 7th, just so you know, and it's going to be in Pisces until March 9th, right around 2 o'clock p.m. And in between we have a new moon solar eclipse in Pisces, and that's going to be happening tomorrow, Tuesday, March 8th at 8:54 p.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time. On top of that, we have Mercury in Pisces, and it's been in Pisces since the 5th. March 5th will be in Pisces until March 21st. We also have Venus moving into Pisces on Saturday, March 12th, and it will be in Pisces until April 5th. And Neptune is in Pisces. It's been in Pisces since February 3rd, 2012, and that's a 14-year cycle, so it'll be in Pisces till 2026. So what is all this Pisces energy all about, and what does it mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about, and this is what I'm going to be making suggestions as to how you can use this energy to benefit yourself for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to go back because I just kind of gave you the laundry list of what's going on. This Pisces sun it's mutable, and it's watery, and it's about the emotions. There's a lot of it's tumultuous. There's been some upheavals, emotional upheavals that may have come into your life, and with the moon in Pisces, you can see things that are being brought to the surface. There is this culmination that is bringing you into the new energy, into this new phase, in this mutable watery energy is helping us to move forward out of the winter season here in New England into the spring, where the newness will actually culminate, even though it's a full moon. There's this I just feel like this energy, there's this culmination of energy that is coming forth. So it's very soft, it's very gentle, and it's very kind. It can also be very confusing, because our mind can see all the possibilities, it can see all the probabilities, and if you're not in that calm, centered space, and there's a lot of turmoil around you, and you're feeling a lot of emotions, it can be disorienting, and it may be very much confusing to you right now as well. So just understand that if this is going on energetically, and it's going on with you, that means that it's also going on with other people. So if you can be present and mindful of what's going on around you, then you'll be able to notice somebody, if somebody's acting out of sorts, or if they're not quite acting the way they usually act, you know, if they're just acting kind of weird, then you can stand back a little bit and look at it from a different perspective, a different point of view, and maybe it will help you to detach from the situation, if because there is that volatility involved. So let me see, I have there's a lot going on, so I have my notes here. We also have this energy will bring up the ability for you to be able to see things from a different perspective, a different point of view, maybe somebody else's point of view. This Pisces energy is very compassionate, and the Pisces can naturally see how other people are feeling, how other people are perceiving a situation. I mean, you might see a situation and see it in one way, and somebody else is going to see it in a completely different way. So you're going to be able to have that ability to be intuitive, and your empathic abilities are going to be heightened, where you may feel somebody's anger, or you may feel somebody's pain, and again, if you're not aware of it, you may think it's you, and you may feel this deep anger or this deep pain and wonder, where is it coming from, especially if it comes out of the blue, and it may not even be yours, but that's for you to explore, and that's for you to try to understand. In this period, we're bringing up this energy, these emotions, and this ability to look at things from a different point of view, so that we can broaden our perspective of what's going on in our private life, in our public life, and on a global scale. So that's the energy. That's what's going on right now. I'm going to be doing the meditation next, and then we will go into the tarot reading. And just so you know, you'll be getting added insights that I have written from my guide. So newsletter's free. And when you sign up for it, you're going to get the notifications every couple of weeks that there's a new video out, and there's also going to be added content on that newsletter. So I hope you sign up, and of course, if you are looking for a reading and looking to see how this energy is affecting you on a personal level, you can contact me and set up a phone reading, okay? So let's see what the cards have to say. So we are all ready for the meditation portion of this video, and then we will go on to the tarot reading. So first thing I am going to talk about is this beautiful black Shiva Stone that I have for us today. As I talked about, we have a lot of planets in Pisces, and there's a lot of Pisces energy. The Pisces rules the feet and the veins, and the Shiva Stone is a very protective, the black Shiva Stone specifically has a very protective energy. It also helps us to break up old patterns and help us to open up a new path for a new life. And this is very consistent with the energy that is going on right now. The Shiva Stone also helps to open up and balance the whole chakra system. So we talk about veins, we're talking about how the veins feed us, they feed the blood that pulses through our body and helps with the energy centers in this balancing that can be done. So as we are doing this visualization, you can focus your energy on the Shiva Stone and think about balancing the energy within your chakras. If you don't know a lot about the chakra system, it's easy enough to look up online, but basically we have several centers within our body that help us hold energy for different reasons. This highly protective stone will also help you as you open up to your intuition and open up your empathic abilities and make sure that there is no unwanted energies around you. And I simply do that for myself and my clients. Whenever I do this kind of work, we are opening up. I am opening up the channels, and there are those who believe that it can open us up and make us vulnerable to any unwanted energies. And so what I do is I basically say if there are any unwanted energies around me, they must leave now. And that's the way the universe works. The universe is kind and loving, and whoever it is that's within the universe, listens to us. So this is why I bring the white light down. This helps us to bring in the protective energy of our angels and guides. And think of that as well as we go through this opening that we will create today as we do this visualization. So call on any guides, gods, goddesses, angels, archangels, ascended masters, beings of light. Come join with us now and let it be for our highest good and highest healing. Close our eyes and start to picture this beautiful ball of white light above your head. This white light is filled with love and calming energy. And just start bringing this beautiful white light down into your head, and as you do, just gently rock your head back and forth, ear to shoulder, just very gently. And you actually might hear a little bit of cracking or a little bit of a releasing of the tension in the back of your neck. We hold so much tension in the back of our neck, and it blocks us from that empathic energy, that intuitive energy. So release that. Breathe. Exhale out. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your neck and shoulders. Relaxing, releasing as you go. And this beautiful white light continues down into your chest. And as you bring this beautiful white light into your chest, breathe it in. Exhale out any unwanted energies. They're not good or bad. We just don't need them right now. And keep on bringing this beautiful white light down into your waist and hips. And this beautiful white light continues down into your knees, down into your ankles, down into your toes, all the way down into the ground. And Earth Mother takes any unwanted energies and she transmutes it into love and light. Now bring beautiful green healing energy up into the feet. And remember that the feet help us to move forward. And this new moon is about moving forward into our emotions, into our intuitive abilities, into the life that we want, that we desire, that's going to give us true happiness. And continue bringing this beautiful white light up into your knees. Continue up into your hips, this beautiful green healing energy. I guess we wanted white light in there too. Our angels, our guides are with us right now. And continue bringing this beautiful green healing energy up into your chest and breathe it in as you picture yourself leaving the cocoon, the safety of the cocoon, and coming out and looking at yourself as this beautiful butterfly. We're moving into spring where life comes popping back. The trees once dormant spring into blossoms and leaves. Feel this energy, this Shiva energy running through your blood, running through your running through your veins. This beautiful green healing energy mixing with this beautiful healing Shiva energy, protective Shiva energy. Continue bringing this beautiful green energy up into your shoulders, up into your arms, your neck, your head, all the way up into the heavens. And this connects us with all of the universe, all of your guides, and you can feel all expansion. Be free to feel that right now. And that was beautiful and kind and loving. It was beautiful. I've got to take a minute and just take a breath. Kind of ground myself a little bit. Woo! Kind of went out there. So now we will start with the reading aspect of this with the tarot cards. And of course we will start with the energy of that's going to be around us for the next 2 weeks. We've been talking about it in astrological terms, and now let's see what the cards have to say. The first card is the bat, and it's the Hangman. And what's interesting about the bat is that it represents the number 12, 3, in creating that connection between the conscious and the subconscious, being able to tap into the super consciousness. And that's what I was talking about a little bit when we were doing the meditation. And I believe we also got this card surrounding the last 2 weeks. This is about new truths and perceptions. So it brings to mind the fact that we had the full moon a couple weeks ago where we planted the seeds, and now we have the new moon where the seeds are actually sprouting out of the ground. And isn't this pertinent to what's going to be happening with the energy and symbolically with spring coming March 20th? And that is also called the spring equinox. Very, very interesting. So the next 5 cards will be dealt out next. And we will talk about the past to present situation. And then we will talk about the insight, wisdom, knowledge, and outcome. This is the energy surrounding the next couple of weeks. The first card, the Princess of Discs, is standing there in her power, in her glory. This is a very fertile time. And it has been a very potent, fertile time for thinking about the manifestations that we want to happen in our existence. There are stages to manifesting, and the first stage happens behind the scenes. It happens internally. The shifts, the changes happen with our attitudes, and it happens with our thoughts in bringing the subconscious into your consciousness so you can take a look at it, so you can see what's going on. This also coincides with the Shiva Stone and that energy of breaking up old patterns. And this, we are breaking up this old energy, once again, I'm going to say this, to open up so that you can open up the new paths in your life, go to the places where you want to go. And part of doing that is understanding what it is that's holding you back. And most of what holds us back it's psychological and it's emotional. And the emotions are ruled by Pisces. And a couple of, there's the other signs, but the Pisces is also mutable. It's about endings. It's about doing things in a different way. If you're going to do things in a different way, the ending of one way of doing is going to be followed by the beginning of another way of doing it. And being more open and honest about the role that you play is going to help you move forward into this spring and into a brighter place. So there is the Princess of Discs, who's giving us the hopes, dreams for this new season. Some say this is the new year season because this is when we start planting the seeds and it's a new growing season. And then the next card is the Three of Discs, and it's the works. And again, there's the number 3, and there's the consciousness, subconsciousness, and superconsciousness. And this is a very important number to me because I see it as the culmination of working on yourself, working on that subconscious mind. Some may call it the ego, which is a combination of the emotional body, mental body, and we bring it into our physical existence and we create physical memories. And that's what keeps us alive, that's what keeps us sustained. But sometimes these thought patterns that kept us safe at one point start to become outdated, and they start to become detrimental in our process when we are trying to move forward. The Queen of Discs. She's looking back, and she's looking back at the fall. So there's something to remind you to think about what was going in the on in the fall, what was happening for you in the fall. How was it that you looked on the winter, and what your thoughts went to as you, what new things that you wanted to do for this spring? Very interesting. The thoughts of what was it that was happening in the fall, what didn't happen, things that you were thinking that, you know, when you go into, you know, late summer and fall, a lot of times we tend to look at all things that didn't get done. So it's about reigniting that energy now for the springtime and giving it another chance. And a lot of times when things don't work out the first time, we just give up. But this is a brand new energy, brand new time. So you may end up reigniting a friendship. You may be reigniting a love relationship. You may be looking at a business venture that didn't happen in the fall. Things like that. You may be thinking again of, you know, maybe having a baby. So there's just a lot of that new feelings and intangible, because this is the disc, and she's looking at what it is that she's going to grow this summer. What, you know, long-term plans, long-term seasonal plans. And then knowledge, the knowledge card, the 9 of Swords. And this reminds me of the other side of Pisces energy and what our emotions can do for us and how they can hold us captive. The 9 of Swords is this is when the emotions can have a memory, and they can have bad memories, and they will stop us from wanting to find that new love, or blocking us from the success that we deserve to have. There was an energy that was started in the fall, late summer, fall, that was promising a new venture, but the venture didn't happen. Just try to understand and see, use that intuitive, empathic Pisces energy, and try to understand why whatever it was didn't come to culmination last year, and rework it and use that fearless attitude instead of being afraid. Don't let your fears get the best of you. This is a time to retrain the brain and let the ego know that you're the one in charge And this is about new energies, new, decisive, fearless energies coming into play. And don't let this get in your way. This is what's going to stop you from finding your true happiness. This is what stops everybody from finding their true happiness. It's fear. It's fear of being hurt. It's fear of being hurt again. It's fear of being homeless. It's fear of not having any money. It's all that. It's all the stuff that we accumulate. It's all the baggage that we put on our shoulders. This is a time for forgiveness. It's a time for compassion. And it's about forgiving yourself and being compassionate yourself. Take the lessons that you've learned and move forward with them. If you did something stupid, then take ownership of it and move on. Cut the cord. And then the last card, the Knight of Wands. And this is very indicative of, the sun going into Aries. In the spring, the first day of spring equinox. The sun moving into Aries kicks off spring equinox and propels us forward with this intuitive Pisces energy behind us. And it's like a breath of fresh air and movement. The other thing that, just because I live in New England, so in New England, we don't have a lot of snow right now, but the rivers become full and swollen with new fresh water running down the streams and rivers. It's clean, it's clear, it's cold, and it's refreshing. And so there's this refreshing, freeing Pisces energy that we're moving through the next 2 weeks, going into, I just can't get this phone to stop ringing today. So we have the Knight of Wands, which is representing the sun going into Aries. It's the culmination of winter. Winter is over. It's done with. We're moving into spring. We're moving into a brand new fiery energy. And, things can get a little steamy. You get the water with the fire and new relationships, new growth, new ventures, planting new seeds. All these things are representative of the energy right now. And so we're looking at, just to recap, I'm thinking about all this beautiful energy that we're moving into and that we're in right now and moving into in the next couple of weeks. And then I look down at the bat, and we've got this ugly little bat. He's not a real cute one. And understanding that this ultimately is about new truths and perceptions. And this is ultimately about you. This is about you understanding that you're the only one that's going to change your attitude. You're the only one that's going to change your mind. Nobody is in charge of you. If you fail, it's because that part of you was held yourself back, and say okay and take ownership of it and go, okay, I've done it. This is what I did. This is the part I played. Other people, you can't control them. All you can do is control yourself. If you don't want to be around somebody, move away from them. If you want to be towards somebody else, move towards them. I say it sounds easy, but it's not. We hold ourselves back, and we hold ourselves back in a tremendous and hurtful way sometimes, especially when we're blaming ourselves. And that's where it's nice to look at things from a detached point of view, so you can just look at it, take ownership of it, and move on. So remember what I talked about with the with this beautiful Shiva stone. Understand that there is a new energy, a highly protective energy, and this is a time to break up the old patterns and open yourself up to a new way of life. There's no mystical, magical, mysterious way of life. It's about, this enlightenment. What I have learned is what it's really about. It's about finding your truth. It's about finding out who you really are. And it's about finding out what you really want. And this is the season to do it. And this is the time to do it. And this is the year to do it. And you'll feel so much better. You'll feel so much lighter, so much brighter, so much more alive. So tap into that energy, will you? Blessings to you. Hail and farewell. Take what you will and leave the rest.